All right. Welcome back to WMAC Now with your host, Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a special full event review. A lot of these fights went so fast, I didn't want to really break them all down into individual videos. So we're going to Deep Jewels, number 26 at Tokyo, Japan, at the legendary Korakuen Hall. Full 9 bouts in the evening. It was topped off by an atomweight title defense. And it featured, well, these ran the gamut of weight classes. Not really one ran the whole gamut, but man, there's some good diversity here. All right, first up, at minimum weight, that's 97 pounds. Good luck seeing one of these fights outside Japan. Yasuko Takamata defeated Kotori Tamia by unanimous decision. Tomato climbed to 17-10. Tamia fell to 1-1. Tamata really showed her experience in this. She took down Tamia right away in both rounds and was just really controlling the entire fight, both of the 2 rounds. Didn't really go for the finish, which was a little disappointing for me because Tamata finished her last opponent. But she did really well to control Tamia and break her down. Tamia's only real offense of the fight was landing heel strikes to the side of Tamata. So 52, I believe, 52-year-old Yasuka Tamata still winning. Up next at super atom weight was, I thought this was a robbery myself. Otoha Nagao defeated Nanaka Kawamura via unanimous decision. Nagao climbed to 2-1. Kawamura fell to 2-5. Now I thought that Kawamura was controlling most of the first round, and then within the last 45 seconds, Nagao landed a really nice high kick that stunned Kawamura and had her hurting bad for about 15 to 20 seconds. And then Kawamura was able to finally regain her composure. And I think she landed an accidental low blow on Nagao. Nagao was hurting, and the ref gave her a break, so it must have been a low blow. I missed it. And unfortunately, the replays aren't up yet to watch it again. That probably helped Kawamura a bit. And then in the third round, it was a little even. And then within about a minute to go, Kawamura took Nagao down and started landing just some hard and heavy ground and pound. Myself, I would have given it to Kawamura. The 3 judges scored it a draw after 2 rounds, because for some reason a lot of these fights are still 2 rounds. Now, Deep Jewels has a stupid rule where they don't want draws, so they have a must decision, and they basically just arbitrarily picked a winner and gave it to Nagao for a high kick and maybe winning 15 seconds of the entire fight because of that high kick. Personally, I thought Kawamura got robbed. I thought she did more with her takedown in GMP than Nagao did with that kick. So Kawamura is now down to 2-5. She's like the little idol singer in that group Mask Girls. She might want to just consider sticking to that. I don't know, because she just got robbed, unfortunately. In my humble opinion, of course. Up next, also at super atom weight, which is 108 pounds, Mizuki Furuse defeated Pan Hui via split decision. Pan Hui was really the aggressor throughout the fight, but Furuse did really well to counter a lot of Hui's strikes. At the end, this was another draw, so we had 2 draws in a row in the same weight class. 2 judges, so they went to a must decision. 2 judges gave it to Furuse. 1 judge gave it to Pan Hui, giving Furuse the split decision. Furuse climbed to 7-7, evened her record out. Pan Hui fell to 5-5. Next up was one of, I believe, like 5 straight finishes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 straight finishes on this card. At atomweight, Jong-un Park defeated Emi Sato via TKO due to ground strikes at 2 minutes 36 seconds of the first round. Now, I thought Park was going to come out, teeing off on Sato, but Sato was actually hitting Park with a couple good strikes. And then, to my surprise, it was Park that took down Sato. Passed to side control passed to mount right away. Easily achieved arm triangle choke. Head arm triangle. It looked pretty tight, but Sato wasn't giving in. So Park went back to mount, gave up on the arm triangle, started throwing some GMP. Sato rolled to her back, which prompted Park to try to flatten her out for the rear naked choke. Went for the rear naked choke for a bit. Couldn't get it in, so Park already had Sato flattened out, and she just started postured up and started raining ground and pound until the ref intervened, giving Park the win. Park climbed to 6-6. Sato fell to 4-4. I believe that snaps a winning streak for Sato. No, that's her second straight loss. It was her second straight loss after 4 straight wins. It's a second straight win for Park, though, in MMA. Brings us to the first of 2 flyweight bouts of the evening. Yukari Nabe defeated Kyujai. Rose the Rocket Prachimwong via TKO due to punches at 3 minutes 56 seconds of the first round. This was an absolute blowout. Nabe pretty much took her down, did whatever she wanted, got the ground and pound TKO. This was just a gimme fight. Nabe climbed to 7-3. Diamond Rose the Rocket fell to 0-4. Which brings us to another atomweight bout. Suwanon Amp the Rocket Boonsworn defeated Yunha Hong via submission due to armbar. Minute 37 seconds of the first round. Boonsworn climbed to 4-2. Hong fell to 3-5, snapping Hong's 3-fight win streak. This fight was interesting because I was wondering, is Boonsworn going to respect the ground game of Hong? And it seemed like she was going to at first. She came out and she was looking to strike through some punches, through a teep kick to get some distance. Hong took her down, and Boonsworn's guard game proved very strong. She went for a triangle, then converted it to a belly down armbar, which is one of her favorite submissions, and Hong tapped almost immediately because it was that tight. So Boonsworn back in the win column after losing to Ayaka Hamasaki. Now, I'm not going to say too much here, but you look at the picture, and then if you've seen Boonsworn fight, I'm pretty sure that she is on some certain chemicals that definitely would not fly in the state. And I'm not talking about PEDs, I'm talking about certain hormones that a fighter might use to, or a person might use to undergo a certain change. So I'm going to leave it at that. And frankly, I don't approve of that myself. And that's all I'm going to say about that because I don't want to get this video flagged. So yes, I'll leave it at that. Next up, flyweight. Kana Watanabe defeated Hyun Khan via submission due to rear naked choke. Minute 48 seconds of the first round. Watanabe climbed to 8-0. Khan, I think she's 8-0-1. Khan fell to 0-1. This was another straight up gimme fight. That's all there is to say about it. You had roided up Watanabe. Yeah, I'll definitely say she looks roided up. taking on another debutante. This is just a gimme fight. And that's really all there is to say about it. Up next, co-main event of the evening. Now, this was supposed to be King Reina taking on Tatapa. Diamond Rose Rocket? I don't know. One of the Rocket fighters, Tatapa Jonsukplung. Supposed to be King Reina. King Reina, however, came in over 2 kilos over the weight limit. So, Rin Nakai stepped in on 24 hours notice. Apparently, according to Shigeru Seiki, the promoter of Deep Jewels, they were looking for a fight for Rin up until the week before the event. So Rin was already in shape. When King Reina was unable to fight because she was too overweight, they called up Rin Nakai, and she was like, sure, I'll come right down. Came down, weighed in, made the contracted weight apparently. And honestly, the result was the same probably as it likely would have been versus if it was King Reina in. Nakai was a little hesitant at first. I believe she caught a kick, and then took Jonsukplung down and worked her way to an eventual armbar. A bit of a slow start for Rin Nakai, but she got the job done. Another can crushing, which was supposed to be a can crushing originally, and it ended up being a can crushing, just a different crusher, crushing the cans. Which brings us to the main event, atomweight title fight. Tomo Maesawa successfully defended the title against Emi Tomimatsu. Maesawa climbed to 13-10. Excuse me. Tohmatsu fell to 15-15. Came via unanimous decision. I thought this was actually probably the best fight of the evening. Maesawa, very smart to not want to stand too much with Tohmatsu. She did land some, took her down in the first round, and then threatened with her rear naked choke before Tohmatsu was able to scramble up and get to her feet later in the round. Tohmatsu did have some nice knees in the first round, but the rest of the fight was pretty much dominated by Maesawa. She worked for a rear naked choke on the ground again in round 2. Had some success striking in round 3, which Tohmatsu then shot in for a desperation takedown. But Maesawa was able to stuff it and land some elbows. Tohmatsu did try a triangle choke late in the fight, but didn't get it, and they both got back to their feet. Maesawa pinned Tohmatsu against the cage till the end of the bell. All 3 judges gave it for Tohmatsu, who snapped a 2-fight losing streak up at super atom weight. 1 in Deep Jewels, 1 fight in Ryzen to Sahi Ham. So Tohmatsu snapped a 2-fight win streak, Maesawa snapped a 2-fight losing streak and also snapped Tohmatsu's 2-fight winning streak with that. I will say one thing about the Deep Jewels belt. It's one of the nicer designs. It has like red leather, and it's nice and shiny. I believe it's a silver logo emblem on it. And it's got to be one of the smallest belts because Tohmatsu is very small. Very small. I think she's like all of 5 foot nothing. In the post-fight, she said that if Deep Jewels decides to do a minimum weight, which is that 97-pound title, Maesawa says she wants to get 2 belts. So, wow, good. Hey, good for Tiny Tomo. All right, so that was the event. I thought it was an alright event. Some can crushing, classic Japanese can crushing mixed in, some couple even fights. Had a couple fights that should have been draws, which tells you they were close. And then we had a nice title fight for the main event. So I thought it was an all-around good night of fights for Deep Jewels. on a Tuesday of all days for some reason. But whatever. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Likes always appreciated. And hey, if you haven't yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to WMAC now, the best, fastest growing women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Hit that bell for notifications. And we'll see you next time.